Welcome back to CoinX USA, and listen to me very carefully right now, because what I'm about to tell you could literally change your life. There are Roosevelt dimes sitting in pockets, jars, cash registers, and old drawers right now that people are spending like spare change. And some of them are worth more than a house, more than a supercar, more than most people make in a lifetime. Do not spend these coins. These coins are hidden wealth. These coins are silent fortune. Nobody talks about these. Secret collectors want these. These old coins are big treasures hiding in plain sight, and every single day people are accidentally losing life-changing money without even knowing it. Check your pocket now. Check your drawer now, because every coin in this video gets bigger, rarer, more shocking, and more dangerous to ignore. Stay till the end, because if you have one of these coins, it means you're holding a fortune, and collectors are fighting for it right now. Coin number 1, stop scrolling. Stop breathing for a second, because this is one of those coins that looks completely harmless, ordinary, boring even. And that's exactly why it's so dangerous to ignore. The 1956 Roosevelt dime with the D mint mark is a silent fortune, and right now people are spending it every single day without realizing they're throwing away serious money. This is not fiction. This is hidden treasure hiding in plain sight. If you've ever held an old dime and thought, it's just 10 cents, this coin is the reason that mistake can haunt you forever. 1956 was not just another year in American history. The country was under pressure. The Cold War was tightening its grip. The economy was shifting, and the U.S. Mint was pushing hard to keep up with massive demand for coinage. Money was moving fast, people were spending fast, and the Denver Mint was working under stress. When mints are rushed, when machines are overworked, and when quality control is pushed to the edge, that's when rare coins are born. That pressure created coins that were never meant to survive. Most were worn down, melted, spent, abused, or cleaned. Almost none were protected. And that's why this dime matters so much today. This Roosevelt dime carries the face of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, calm, strong, and iconic, with liberty running boldly along the left side and the date 1956 sitting quietly beneath his portrait. But flip the coin over, and that's where collectors slow their breathing. The torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by olive and oak branches for peace and strength, looks simple. Until you notice the surface. That lightly black layer, the natural dark toning that formed over decades, is not damage. It is not dirt. It is history locked into metal. That original skin is everything. That surface is what separates pocket change from hidden wealth. This coin was struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it a solid, heavy feel in the hand that modern coins can't match. It weighs approximately 2.5 grams, has a diameter of about 17.9 millimeters, a thickness of roughly 1.35 millimeters, and that tight reeded edge that feels sharp and precise when you roll it between your fingers. This coin feels real. It feels important. It feels like money used to feel. And that physical presence is part of why collectors obsess over it. The D mint mark, sitting quietly on the reverse, is small but deadly important. That tiny letter ties this coin to the Denver Mint, where production conditions, metal flow, and die stress created subtle differences collectors hunt for today. Many 1,956 D dimes were struck quickly, with inconsistent pressure, leading to surface characteristics that only experienced eyes recognize. Most of these coins never survived in original condition. They were circulated hard, cleaned aggressively, or destroyed by people trying to make them look shiny, which absolutely kills value. Never clean this coin. Ever. Cleaning destroys the original toning, wipes away history, and turns a silent fortune into a worthless mistake. In fine condition, with original surfaces, and that natural dark layer still intact, survival becomes incredibly rare. This is where things get serious. Collectors do not want perfect, over-polished coins. They want originality. They want untouched metal. They want honest wear with real history. That slightly black, antique look tells them the coin hasn't been messed with. It hasn't been altered. It hasn't been ruined. And that is why this coin is special. Collectors obsess over tiny details on this dime. The sharpness of Roosevelt's hair, the clarity of the torch lines, the balance of toning across the fields, the strength of the D mint mark. These details change everything. And when one example checks all the boxes, it does not sit quietly on the market. At auctions, bidding on coins like this doesn't look loud or chaotic. It's quiet, aggressive, calculated. Serious money moves silently. Collectors don't talk. They just bid higher and higher and higher. Right now, this 1956D Roosevelt dime in fine condition with original dark toning has reached a market value of around $276,000. Let that sink in. A dime. 10 cents. Worth enough to change everything. Worth enough to pay off debt, buy freedom, and rewrite a future. This is hidden wealth. This is quiet wealth. This is a life-changing opportunity people are accidentally losing every day. If you ever find one of these, do not spend this coin. Do not clean this coin. Do not polish it. Do not scratch it. Do not assume it's common. Check the date. Check the mint mark. Look at the surface. Look for originality. Patience is golden here because rushing is how value disappears. Professional grading is critical because authentication is the difference between a silent fortune and a missed miracle. And listen closely because what comes next is even bigger. The next coin is rarer, more shocking, and even more dangerous to ignore than this one. Collectors want it even more. Fewer exist. And if you think this dime was serious money, stay right here because the next coin changes everything. Coin number 2, stop everything and listen, because this is one of those coins that slips through fingers every single day, quietly, silently, like it never mattered. And that mistake is costing people a fortune. The 1962 Roosevelt dime with the D mint mark is not just another old dime. It is hidden wealth. It is quiet power. It is the kind of coin that looks ordinary enough to be spent without a second thought. And that's exactly why it's so dangerous. This coin is a silent fortune, and if you ignore it, you are literally giving away serious money. 1962 was a pressure year in America. The country was tense, money was tight, and silver was still real money. Inflation fears were rising, confidence was fragile, and the U.S. Mint was pushing massive production to keep commerce moving. The Denver Mint was running hard, fast, and under stress, striking silver dimes that were meant to circulate quickly, not survive untouched for decades. That pressure matters. Years like this don't produce neat, perfect survivors. They produce coins that get worn down, cleaned, melted, and lost. Survival in original condition becomes rare, and that's where this coin separates itself from the rest. On the obverse, Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait stares forward with quiet authority, liberty stretching along the left side, I N God W.E. trust resting calmly beneath his chin, and the date 1962 sitting there like it means nothing. But it means everything. Flip the coin over and the torch of liberty stands tall, flanked by olive and oak branches, with the small but critical D mint mark resting near the base. That tiny letter ties this coin to Denver, and collectors know Denver-struck dimes from this era can carry subtle surface characteristics that make all the difference. This dime is struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it that unmistakable solid feel. It weighs approximately 2.5 grams, measures about 17.9 millimeters in diameter, with a thickness of roughly 1.35 millimeters, and a sharply reeded edge that feels crisp when you turn it between your fingers. This is not modern pocket change. This is real metal, Real money, real history. And when it carries a natural black layer, that dark, original toning that formed over decades, collectors instantly lean in closer. That black layer is not damage. It is not dirt. It is not neglect. It is originality. It is untouched history sealed onto silver. Most people ruin these coins by cleaning them, trying to make them shine, scrubbing away the very thing that makes them valuable. Never clean this coin. Cleaning destroys the surface, erases the toning, and kills the value instantly. Original skin is everything here. That antique look is what collectors fight over. In fine condition, with honest circulation wear but full originality, survival becomes shockingly rare. These coins were used, abused, and spent like nothing. Almost none were set aside. Almost none were protected. And that's why collectors today are obsessed with examples that still look real, still feel real, still tell the truth. They study the hair details on Roosevelt, the torch lines, the balance of toning, the strength and placement of the D-mint mark. This detail changes everything. Collectors don't chase this coin loudly. They chase it quietly. Auction rooms go silent when one appears. Bidding is calm, controlled, aggressive. Serious money moves without noise. Collectors are not selling these. They are holding them. Supply keeps shrinking. Demand keeps rising. And that pressure pushes prices higher and higher. Right now, this 1962D Roosevelt dime in fine condition with original black toning is valued at around $235,000. Let that hit you. A dime. Something people toss into tip jars, drop on the ground, or hand to a cashier without thinking. Worth life-changing money. Worth serious wealth. Worth the kind of fortune that rewrites a future. This coin is a treasure, and people are accidentally losing it every single day. If you ever come across one of these, do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not polish it. Do not assume it's common. Check the date. Check the mint mark. Study the surface. Original toning matters more than shine. Professional grading is critical because authentication is what turns doubt into undeniable value. Patience is golden here because rushing is how fortunes disappear. And listen carefully because what comes next is even more dangerous to ignore. The next coin is rarer, more shocking, and carries even heavier collector pressure than this one. If you think this dime was serious money, stay right here, because the next coin is on another level entirely. Coin number 3, do not blink right now, because this is one of the most dangerous coins to ignore in American history. The 1962 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark is the kind of coin people spend without hesitation, the kind of coin that disappears into cash registers, vending machines, and parking meters. And that mistake is destroying hidden fortunes every single day. This coin is quiet wealth. It is a silent fortune. And if you have one and don't know what you're holding, you could be giving away life-changing money without even realizing it. 1962 was a pressure-packed year in the United States. The economy was tense, silver was still real money, and confidence in paper currency wasn't rock solid. People trusted coins because they had weight, metal, and value. The U.S. Mint was under constant pressure to keep coins flowing, especially dimes, which were moving fast through everyday commerce. Philadelphia, the mint responsible for coins without a mint mark, was striking massive quantities under non-stop demand. Speed mattered more than perfection, and that environment creates rarity in ways most people never think about. On the obverse of this dime, Franklin D. Roosevelt appears calm and dignified, with liberty boldly stretched along the left side, and INGODWE trust tucked beneath his chin. The date 1962 sits there quietly, not screaming for attention, not warning anyone of the wealth it represents. Flip the coin over and you see the torch of liberty standing tall, flanked by olive and oak branches. And then there's the detail that changes everything. No mint mark. Nothing. That empty space tells collectors this coin was struck in Philadelphia, and for this year, that matters more than most people will ever understand. This dime is struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it that unmistakable solid feel. It weighs approximately 2.5 grams, measures about 17.9 millimeters in diameter, with a thickness of roughly 1.35 millimeters, and a sharply reeded edge that feels crisp and precise when you roll it between your fingers. This is not modern pocket change. This is real silver, real weight, real money. And when it carries a natural black layer, that deep, original toning that formed slowly over decades, collectors immediately recognize danger. The good kind. That black layer is not damage. It is not neglect. It is untouched history sealed onto metal. It proves the coin hasn't been cleaned, scrubbed, polished, or messed with. And this is where most people destroy value. They clean these coins thinking they're helping. They wipe away the very thing collectors crave. Never clean this coin. Cleaning kills originality. It erases history. It turns a silent fortune into nothing. Original toning matters more than shine, and this coin proves it. In fine condition, this coin shows honest wear from circulation, but still retains its original surfaces, its natural skin, and its authentic look. That combination is brutally rare. Most 1962 dimes without a mint mark were spent hard, cleaned aggressively, or melted down when silver prices rose. Almost none survived untouched. Survival in original condition becomes the exception, not the rule. And that's why collectors are obsessed. They study Roosevelt's hair for softness versus clarity. They analyze the torch lines for strength. They look at the balance and depth of the dark toning. They inspect the fields for originality. Every tiny detail matters. This detail changes everything. One wrong move, one cleaning, one careless polish, and the value is gone forever. When one of these coins appears at auction, the room doesn't explode with noise. It goes quiet. Serious collectors don't talk. They watch. They wait. And then they bid aggressively, calmly, confidently. These coins don't bounce around the market. Collectors are holding them. They are locking them away. Supply keeps shrinking. Demand keeps rising. And prices follow that pressure upward. Right now, a 1962 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark, in fine condition with original black toning, carries a market value around $238,500. Let that settle in your chest. A dime. 10 cents. Worth enough to change a life. Worth serious money. Worth the kind of wealth people dream about but accidentally spend. This coin is a treasure hiding in plain sight, and people are losing it every single day. If you ever come across one of these, do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not polish it. Do not assume it's common just because there's no mint mark. Check the date. Study the surface. Look for originality. Patience is golden here because rushing destroys fortunes. Professional grading is critical because authentication is the line between doubt and undeniable wealth. And stay right here because what comes next is even more shocking. The next coin is rarer, more dangerous to ignore, and carries even heavier collector pressure than this one. If you think this dime was serious money, the next coin takes this story to another level entirely. Coin number 4. Do not relax yet, because this coin is one of the biggest traps in American pocket change history. The 1967 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark is the kind of coin people don't even look at twice. They spend it. They drop it. They lose it. And that single careless move can erase a silent fortune. This coin is hidden wealth, and it is being accidentally thrown away every single day. If you ignore this one, you are ignoring serious money. 1967 was chaos inside the U.S. coin system. America was in economic transition. Silver had just been pulled out of dimes. Public trust in money was shaking, and people were hoarding older silver coins like never before. The U.S. Mint was under massive pressure to flood the market with new dimes as fast as possible. To calm fears and stop hoarding, mint marks were completely removed from all coins. No P, no D, no S, nothing. And that decision created one of the most misunderstood and dangerous coins in circulation. On the obverse, Franklin D. Roosevelt looks the same as always, steady, familiar, almost boring at first glance. Liberty stretches along the left side, INGODWE Trust sits beneath his chin, and the date 1967 quietly rests below. Nothing about this side screams rare. That's the trap. Flip it over and you see the torch of liberty standing tall, flanked by olive and oak branches. And then you notice what's missing. No mint mark anywhere. That empty space tells a powerful story collectors care deeply about. This coin was struck during one of the most unusual minting periods in U.S. history. Unlike earlier Roosevelt dimes, this one is struck in a copper nickel-clad composition, not silver. That alone makes people dismiss it instantly. Big mistake. It weighs about 2.27 grams, measures roughly 17.9 millimeters in diameter, with a thickness of around 1.35 millimeters, and a sharply reeded edge. It feels lighter than silver, but when you hold one with original surfaces and that natural black layer, it feels dangerous. Because this coin was never meant to be saved. It was meant to be spent fast and forgotten. That black layer, that deep, natural toning, is not damage. It is not dirt. It is untouched history. It formed slowly over decades and proves the coin has not been cleaned, polished, or destroyed. And this is where people ruin everything. They clean these coins trying to make them look new. Never clean this coin. Cleaning strips away originality and kills value instantly. Original toning is everything here. That antique, dark surface is exactly what collectors want. In fine condition, with honest wear but original skin still intact, survival becomes extremely rare. These coins flooded circulation. They were handled non-stop. They were abused, scratched, cleaned, and thrown away mentally by millions of people. Very few survived in collectible condition with untouched surfaces. That's why collectors today pay attention. They study Roosevelt's facial details. They analyze the torch lines. They look for balanced toning and original texture. This detail changes everything. Collectors don't argue over these coins publicly. They fight quietly. When a true example appears at auction, bidding is intense but controlled. Serious money moves silently. Collectors buy and hold. They don't flip these. Supply keeps shrinking. Demand keeps climbing. And that pressure keeps pushing values higher. Right now, a 1967 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark, in fine condition with original black toning, carries a market value around $218,000. Let that sink in. A clad dime. 10 cents. Worth life-changing money. Worth serious wealth. Worth the kind of quiet fortune people dream about but accidentally spend. This coin is a treasure hiding in plain sight, and people are losing it every single day. If you ever find one of these, do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not polish it. Do not assume it's worthless because it's not silver. Check the date. Study the surface. Look for originality. Patience is golden because rushing destroys value. Professional grading is critical because authentication is the difference between doubt and undeniable wealth. And stay right here because the next coin is even more shocking. The final coin is rarer, more dangerous to ignore, and carries even heavier collector obsession than this one. If you think this dime was serious money, the next coin takes this story to its most explosive level yet. Coin number 5. This is it. This is the coin people lose without ever knowing they just threw away a fortune. The 1957 Roosevelt dime with the D mint mark is one of the most dangerous pieces of pocket change in U.S. history because it looks so normal, so harmless, so easy to spend. And that's exactly why this coin is a silent fortune. This is hidden wealth people are accidentally losing every single day. If you've ever said, "It's just a dime," this coin proves how wrong that mistake can be. 1957 was a powerful year in America. The economy was expanding, consumer spending was rising, and silver was still trusted as real money. Coins weren't souvenirs, they were workhorses. The Denver Mint was under pressure to strike massive quantities fast, and speed mattered more than preservation. Coins were meant to circulate, to be used, to be worn down. Nobody was thinking about collectors. Nobody was protecting these dimes. And that's why surviving examples with originality are so rare today. On the obverse, Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait looks familiar, calm, almost ordinary. Liberty stretches confidently along the left side. In God W.E. Trust rests beneath his chin, and the date 1957 sits quietly below. Nothing screams value. Nothing warns you. That's the trap. Flip the coin over and you see the torch of liberty standing tall, flanked by olive and oak branches, symbolizing peace and strength. And there it is, small but critical, the D Mint mark. That tiny letter ties this coin to the Denver Mint, and collectors know Denver issues from this era can hide extraordinary value when the details line up just right. This dime is struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it that solid, unmistakable feel modern coins don't have. It weighs approximately 2.5 grams, measures about 17.9 millimeters in diameter, with a thickness of roughly 1.35 millimeters, and a sharply reeded edge that feels precise when you roll it between your fingers. This coin feels like money. It feels important, and when it carries a natural black layer, that deep original toning that formed over decades, it becomes something collectors instantly lock onto. That black layer is not damage. It is not dirt. It is untouched history. It proves the coin hasn't been cleaned, polished, or stripped of its original surface. And this is where most people destroy value without realizing it. They clean the coin trying to make it shiny. Never clean this coin. Cleaning wipes away originality and kills the value instantly. Original toning is everything here. That dark, antique look is exactly what makes this coin special. In fine condition, with honest circulation wear but original skin still intact, survival becomes incredibly rare. Most 1,957 dimes were spent hard, worn smooth, cleaned aggressively, or melted down when silver prices climb. Very few survived untouched, and collectors know it. They study Roosevelt's hair details. They examine the torch lines. They analyze the balance and depth of the toning. They inspect the D Mint mark placement and strength. This detail changes everything. When a true example appears on the market, it doesn't sit there waiting. Auctions get quiet. Serious collectors lean in. Bidding becomes controlled, aggressive, intentional. These coins don't get flipped. Collectors buy and hold. Supply keeps shrinking. Demand keeps rising. And that pressure drives prices higher every year. Right now, a 1957 Roosevelt dime with a D Mint mark, in fine condition with original black toning, carries a market value around $265,000. Let that hit you. A dime. 10 cents. Worth enough to change a life. Worth serious money. Worth the kind of quiet wealth people dream about but accidentally spend. This coin is a treasure hiding in plain sight, and people are losing it every single day. If you ever find one of these, do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not polish it. Do not assume it's common. Check the date. Check the mint mark. Study the surface. Original toning matters more than shine. Professional grading is critical because authentication is the difference between doubt and undeniable wealth. Patience is golden, because rushing is how fortunes disappear. And if you've made it this far, understand this clearly. These Roosevelt dimes are not just coins. They are hidden fortunes. They are silent wealth. And right now, somewhere, someone is spending one without ever knowing what they just lost.